And so we talked a little bit about fats and proteins. And then finally, the carbohydrates. This is confusing to many people, but carbohydrates. Do you want to say a little bit about carbohydrates, Coach Josie?
Yeah, carbs are really important because it's like your main fuel source when you're using when you're using aerobic energy. So even when you're just hanging out or if you're going on a longer run, like you resort to carbs and you really need that fuel source in your body.
Yeah, really, really great. And that's why people will commonly go a little bit heavier on carbs before like a big race to build up their glycogen stores. Glycogen is stored glucose in the muscles. And so when we talk about carbs, we're really talking about whole grains, brown rice, all the different grain type products. Also, the root vegetables have quite a bit of carbs in them. As far as root vegetables go, I tend to be a fan of yams and sweet potatoes more than white potatoes. They have more nutrition and they're really good for you. So I think they add more flavor too. Do you like sweet potatoes, Coach Josie?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. I like them with eggs, kale, sweet potatoes, and eggs. Ooh, so good, so good. But carbs are those things, bread, slice of bread, there's some carbs. Oatmeal's a carb. Oatmeal has other good things about it too. It's got protein in it, fiber. And, as a general rule, I think that, people should try and focus on vegetables as a source of carbs.
Yeah.
Are you eating a salad a day? Putting you on the spot here.
Yeah, I try to. Maybe every other day.
Good for you. Well, nobody can guess. I mean, I actually have people guess how many vegetables I'm going to suggest for them. How many cups of vegetables do you think I suggest to people that they shoot for when they're like their final goal? Yes.
9.
She's right. Oh my gosh. That's good. Did you know?
No.
No. 6 to 9 cups. And I think that's not, most people are nowhere near that. And so we think of it as a radio dial. If you're eating a serving of vegetables a day, you just need to start to turn the dial up, turn the heat up a little bit, and you get used to eating a little more veggies. Try and plan it in your day. And if you keep doing that every few months, you're sooner or later going to get to 6 to 9 cups. I will say people who suddenly go from not eating many veggies to eating a lot of veggies feel better faster. So there's that. There's so many phytonutrients and tiny little substances that your body needs to work well in vegetables. And in order to get enough of carbs, let's say you're going to eat mostly carbs and clean meat. If you were trying to use vegetables as your primary source, you have to eat a lot of salads. 1.5 cups of greens is 15 calories. We're going to give you guys cheat sheets on healthy fats, healthy protein, healthy carbs, so that you're going to be able to go to the store and find these. And what you need to do, though, is think about following us when we do the elimination diet. If you have any kind of symptoms like brain fog, headaches, joint aches, tummy aches, gas, bloating, diarrhea, constipation, skin rashes, all those things, asthma even, an elimination diet can sometimes make those symptoms get a gazillion times better and sometimes completely disappear. It's so amazing. This is not something that they taught me in medical school. I know now that it's starting to get to be understood by conventional medicine, but still it's still a new idea to a lot of doctors. We'll get you guys to join us on the elimination diet, and we'll put a follow-up video to it. The other things we want to talk about with our nutrition for eating well, we're about to talk about what's the breakdown, Josie, of percentages for these different macros that you might want to shoot for.
Yeah. So with carbs, you want about 50 to 60% of your total macronutrients being carbohydrates, about 20 to 30% being fats, and 10 to 30% being protein.
Yeah, I think that these are things that you talk to different doctors, different nutritionists, different people, they will all give different numbers, according to their beliefs, because now the nutrition world is trying to gather data, but there are a lot of different opinions here. I'll tell you, regarding protein, I think it's a nice starting point for people to look at protein, because pretty much if you find your weight in kilos, you want to have about 1 gram per kilo of protein. And that's an easy number to remember. You find out how much you weigh by taking your pounds and dividing it by 2.2. And so when you start with that point, if you want to put on muscle, you're going to want to increase that protein, but not by too much. You can go to like 2 grams per kilo. And that's really the max amount of protein that I'm suggesting for people, because more just starts to get turned into sugar in your body or turned into fat. It's processed other ways. I like that as a starting point. And then I tend to also say, eat that much protein and then just eat a ton of vegetables, a little bit of fruits, and all the healthy fats that you eat, that you like. Not all the non-healthy fat, but and so I sort of give people unlimited amounts of fats. But if you're really trying to hone it down for your sports nutrition, it might be good to look at this 50 to 60% carbs. So you are filling up your tank. Well, they don't even have a nice home thing, but it's MyFitnessPal to tell how much you're eating. All right. Well, and the other thing I wanted to mention around eating is that many times we will have a craving, a strong desire to eat a certain food. And I urge you guys to, before you begin to change anything about what you're eating, to keep a food mood journal. All right. And your food mood journal, especially around foods that you love, you crave, to understand really what's going on there. And so when you do a food mood journal, you write the food and how you feel when you start to crave it. I want it so bad. I want that piece of pizza so bad. I know it's good. And how you think you're going to feel. I'm going to feel so good when I eat this pizza. I'll feel so satisfied and warm, like I'm home. I'm going to be comforted because it's my comfort food. And I'm going to feel like I'm back with my sorority sisters or with my friends. And then I want you to take a bite of the food. And then you're going to write in your journal how you feel, because you're probably feeling all those good things are come flooding through. All right. After the first bite, how do you feel? And then after you are done eating the food, I want to know how you feel. Do you feel guilty that you ate it? Do you wish you hadn't? Are you still happy that you ate it? How's your body feeling? Are you feeling full? Are you feeling bloated? And then a half an hour after, how are you feeling? Like, is your stomach talking to you, so that you're starting to get in touch with really how you feel emotionally and physically around those big foods that you think would be hard to let go of. Not that you're going to have to let go of them. Not saying that. I just want to begin to pull the emotions and the physical into that, because honestly, when I have a piece of pizza, and I do have a piece, I slip. My husband will bring home pizza after they've gone to Mount Baker skiing, and they go to this place, Lift Chair 9. So good. And so they'll bring home this awesome pizza. I'm like, oh, I just want it so bad. And when they're not looking, I will sneak a piece into the toaster oven. Yeah, I do that. And but after I eat it, maybe I'll gobble a couple bites, and I'm like, what am I doing? I've even like spit out the bite, because I'm like, this is crazy. It doesn't even taste that good. And I'm like totally sinking myself, because I don't want to eat food that I think will shorten my life appreciably, or make it so I can't perform as an athlete, or make it so I'm not going to be able to like run around with my grandbabies that one day maybe I'm going to have, 20 years from now, but that's a long way out, and I got to stay healthy. So I think of her, that person in my future, to help me make those decisions. Okay. So food mood journal can help you. And also thinking of your future self, how you're going to help that person when you're trying to overcome foods that call to you and aren't going to be super great for you. And that is mindful eating. I mean, you're really taking stock. What about exercise and timing of meals? You run long distances. What's your preference there? And how do you feel when you run long distances?
It's taken a lot of guess and check for sure.
Yeah.
But if I'm going on a long distance run, I'll bring like some of those Cliff Bar chews. But I always do like to eat before I run. I don't like running on an empty stomach. Yeah, just knowing how much time I need to leave myself in between eating and running was a big thing to get past.
Yeah. And I think as people are starting out, they're going to find what feels right. I know there's some people who really do not like to run after they've eaten or exercise after they've eaten, and they'd rather do a short exercise session. I mean, you're not going to take a super long run without eating before. I don't think most people wouldn't. So as you guys just starting out, you really want to just see what feels good in your body. And sometimes something light, like a shake with like a whey isolate that gives you some protein. I think there's at least a little bit of evidence suggesting that taking a 20 grams of a clean protein around within an hour of exercise can help you with building muscle. But I mean, for long runs, I would say I send my husband, I try and stock him up with stuff. I actually send him with some supplements during that run, like NMN and CoQ10. He runs 25 freaking miles at a time. I mean, right. He's an alien. But we still try and give him human fuel. And I would recommend that he use some kind of electrolyte replacement that actually has some glucose in it. So you're getting a little bit of trickle of glucose there, especially as you get to the end. So this might help people even as they're starting to take a little longer runs, but always water. I mean, I know you hydrate so well. Water is critical as you are running. And that's why, do you wear something on your back for your longer runs?
I do. If I go beyond 5 or 6 miles, I like to wear some water.
Yeah, that's the and for me, because I'm walk/running, I'm going in the woods, kind of hike running. And I'm not trying to make a pace like I know you are. I'll wear one of those little water things on my back. It's just easier than, my kids laugh at me. I still have 2 fanny packs. Do you have a fanny pack?
No, I wear it.
Yeah, Josie does not have a fanny pack because she's young and cool. And my kids are like, Mom, you're wearing a fanny pack again. But when I grew up, they were the bomb, right? That was the 80s.
They're coming back in style.
Are they really?
Yeah.
Oh, great. Oh my gosh. Everything old is new again. Hot dog. Okay, well, that's really good to hear. But let's boil down the big points here. Okay. Number 1, nutrition-wise, you need to fuel your body with healthy, well-rounded meals in order to be to feel your best and to be able to really perform your best. If you're eating a lot of those things that are sabotaging you, such as cookies, pizza, fast food, these are what we call pseudo foods, and pseudo means false, because in fact they have had the nutrition sucked out of them. So your body thinks it's starving, even though you're putting food in. Your body's not getting the nutrients it needs. So if you don't have enough energy, if you are not sleeping well, if your brain's not working right, you need to start to feed it some good nutrition, and it will make your sports performance go to the next level too. We want to listen to our bodies, right? So I'd say clean, healthy eating, listen to your body, and try and do that mindful eating. So I've got sort of nutritional, like good nutrition, mindfully eating. Think about your mind, body, spirit. What's going on with those cravings? Keeping a food journal can be helpful. Actually, just keeping a food journal will make people lose weight because you start to examine what you're eating a little bit more closely. The goal, what's our goal? It's not weight loss. We do not diet. We're non-dieters. It is about nourishing yourself. Yeah. And then those targets that, these might work for you. At least 1 gram of protein per kilo. And if you're trying to put on muscle, maybe 2 grams of protein per kilo. And then what were those percentages again, Coach Josie?
50 to 60% of carbohydrates, 20 to 30% should be fats, and 10 to 30 proteins.
Yeah. All right. So you got some rough guidelines there. So we hope that this has been so helpful for you. And you guys, you can do it. You know what? All it takes is 1 step out the door, and then the next step. And I'm encouraging everybody to find what is your cornerstone habit. What's the one thing that if you did every day, you would find yourself in a different place in 10 years, right? What is that one thing that you need to do? Maybe it's exercise. Maybe it's eating more vegetables. I don't know what it is for you, but hey, so you guys join us because we're about to embark upon an awesome exploration of the elimination diet. We're going to help Coach Josie, and she's going to actually drag her boyfriend into this, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Awesome. All right, everybody. I hope you've liked this. I hope this is so helpful for you. And we're going to see you on the next installment of the Startup Sisters. We are the Startup Sisters. Boom. And we're going to see you on the next time. And hopefully you'll explore the elimination diet with us. See ya.